Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra and today we're gonna rank some makeup. If you're new to my channel, a very special welcome to you. I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave if you like what you see today. It's free, it's easy, and it helps you find my videos Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday when I upload. And allegedly, if you ring that notification bell to all, YouTube will let you know when that happens. So this is sort of a follow-up to a video that I put up recently. I will have it linked in the cards and down below, but it was a ranking recent high-end products, and today we're going to rank my drugstore and affordable products. And I have 17 products to rank today, and since I am a talker, we better get started. The product coming in at number 17 is actually a product I've already decluttered. It was that bad for me, and that was the Ulta Plumped Up Pout lip gloss, and I had the shade Crystal Sugar. It was a clear gloss. I was just looking for a clear gloss, thought plump, that's fine. I'll take some plumping. It stung my lips so terribly. I was a really bad parent and tricked both of my children into putting it on as well. I couldn't talk my husband into it. I could not with that, but my bestie loves lip plumpers. The stingier the better, and hey, I was happy to pass it along to her. I used it once and only once, and my kids did too, and off it goes. So I don't recommend those unless you really like a stingy lip plumper, which I know a lot of people do, but I prefer more of just like a minty sensation. Coming in at number 16 is a foundation I just have not figured out yet. I don't know if I will, if it's just something that's not meant for my skin type or what have you. But it's the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Foundation Full Coverage Protective Makeup with Sunscreen SPF 50, which is part of what attracted me to this product. However, this one just kind of sits on top of my skin for me, whether I apply it with a sponge or a brush and then a sponge. I've tried my fingers. I just can't seem to get this worked into the skin or blended into the skin. It just kind of sits on top, and if you look real close at my skin, you would be able to see my skin through the product. It was kind of streaky. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with this. If you have this and you have recommendations on how to apply it, let me know down below. Otherwise, it could just be that it's not good for my skin type. Coming in at number 15 is this e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow Quad in the shade Cream and Sugar. This is not a bad product. If you like these colors, or these colors would add value to your collection, then I would recommend it to you because it is a really good formula. This quad, however, is just not exciting to me, and I kind of, when I rank my recent purchases, I kind of rank them based on how excited I am to use them again, and you know, and obviously the quality and things like that, but I frequently like a ton of the stuff that I try, and so I do try to also consider how excited I am to use those products again and use that as a factor in ranking my products. So I just thought this would be a lot more special than I feel like it actually is based on the hype that this particular quad receives here on BeauTube. Lesson learned. This is a very standard gold. This is a very standard champagne. I also mentioned in a recent video that this shade right here is pretty much my skin tone, and so it doesn't do a lot for me in that way. This dark brown I feel like is pretty patchy. I don't feel like, because I don't have a mid-tone brown or even a lighter brown to blend this deeper shade into, it just comes off patchy for me. And even when I try mixing it with this more peachy tone, it just doesn't result in a nice smooth matte eyeshadow base that I've come to expect from e.l.f. eyeshadows. e.l.f. mattes are beautiful. In fact, I'm wearing an e.l.f. palette today that's not in the ranking. It's the Retro Paradise palette, and these mattes just practically blended themselves, so that's why this one ended up at number 15. Coming in at number 14 is the C Color Cosmetics Savannah palettes. Now from here on, these are all products that I actually really like. Just everybody has to go somewhere, so don't be offended if your favorite is lower in my ranking. But this is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Safari palette, which I've always wanted, but never really wanted to pull the trigger on because of the cost and because I don't know how much use I will truly get out of an all matte palette. This is my first all matte palette besides my Tarte Clay Play, and that one doesn't get much use either. So I decided to pull the trigger on this one from C Color Cosmetics. It's very affordable and it'll be linked below, but that being said, after the first couple times of using this, I really haven't reached for it again. I've continued to buy products, and so this one has fallen by the wayside. I do like having it though, and that being said, I've gotten into wearing some all matte, like one shadow matte looks lately, and I think this would be fantastic for that. Just come in here, pick a matte that goes with whatever I'm wearing for the day, and just apply it because they are very good quality. Do I think that they're the same quality as Natasha Denona? No, but it's a great quality and it's good enough for me for an all matte palette like this. Just realized that this ranking is a little palette heavy, so woohoo! So coming in at number 13, this is just a case of this palette will be better for me at a different time of the year than right now, and that is the BH Smitten in Switzerland palette. I did do a 4 looks 1 palette with this palette with my girl Angela from Beauti By Angela. So I'll link those videos down below in case you miss it or you want some inspiration from this palette. I love this palette. I love the BH formula. I love the colors in here. I think it's a very, very, very good quality eyeshadows in here. My only gripe, I do wish that these 2 shades were a little bit more different, but other than that, I think this is a really nice palette. It's just that this is more of a fall to winter color story for me. You can wear whatever you want, whenever you want, and so can I. But for me, I tend to reach for colors like this more in the fall and into the winter time. So I'm very much looking forward to getting back to it when that happens. Coming in at number 12 is a concealer that I very much enjoy actually, but right now it happens to be more of a winter shade for me when I'm more pale or not bronzing so much. And that is the NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. Love. Really love this. I will say, however, if the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer spongy thing bothers you, you won't like this. This is just a squeezy tube. Just squeeze the product up into the sponge. This sponge, however, I like better than the Age Rewind because it's a lot smaller and I actually can get up in the crevices of my inner corner and things like that. It's just a little bit more of a precise applicator. But I do really like this formula. It's nice and thin to me. It's not radiant in that it's like shimmery or anything like that, but I do find that it's very brightening and it doesn't look dry on my under eyes. So I'm really glad I picked this one up. Coming in at number 11 is a redemption from the other Ulta Beauty lip product that didn't work out for me, and that is these Juice Infused Tinted Lip Oils. Tinted Juice Infused Lip Oils. I have the shades Coral Crush and Buff Babe. As you can see, I've used an absolute ton of this one this summer. I just love this. This is the one that kind of stays in my purse and I just throw on because it does give a little coral tint to my lips. It has the tiniest bit of micro shimmer in here and it kind of smells like fruit punch, which I love. This one's more nudie and brown, and I think it's gonna be fabulous for fall and even winter when I'm wearing a lot more cool tone things. And this one, oddly enough, doesn't have a smell, so I don't know what that's all about, but these are fantastic. If you've ever tried the Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oils, just the clear lip oils, these are just like that, except they have a little bit of a tint and just help me look a little bit more put together. Number 10 is the mascara I'm wearing today, and I've used this so much that I'm actually using it up, and that is the L'Oreal Bambi Eye Mascara. I love this. This is a really good mascara, and to be honest, it's opened my eyes to the consideration of synthetic brushes. I generally prefer a more natural bristle brush, whew, that's hard to say, on my mascara, and I usually prefer longer natural bristle brushes. But these are short and silicone, and I'm just really surprised how it coats my lashes. It gives the length. It does hold a curl nicely. I feel like I can't speak today. And it just gives that splink splink like cartoon eyelashes. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I love this. This is so good. I definitely would repurchase this. My next mascara is a Milk Kush mascara, the full size, and I'm excited about that. But after that, I think I'll either repurchase this one or the CoverGirl Exhibitionist in the silver tube, not waterproof. Coming in at number 9, this is a case of do not be confused by the fact that this comes in at number 9, because I love this. This is one of those that I absolutely kick myself for not having picked up sooner, because had I picked this product up way sooner, like 2.5 years ago when I started YouTube, I might not have bought so many concealers since then, and that is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Who knew? Which one of you guys knew this was so good and didn't tell me? I love this. This is a super duper standard concealer, but I just love it. It has the perfect amount of coverage for me. I would say it's medium, and it has the perfect amount of hydration. It's not so hydrating that it creases all day every day, and it's not dry either to where it looks dry under the eyes. This is absolutely a great everyday concealer, one to just tap out with your fingers, to be honest, and just get on your way and feel confident about the coverage and the lasting power and all of that stuff. I'm just absolutely smitten with this concealer. Ooh, next, I haven't bought one of these for a long time, and I don't even know that I've featured this on my channel yet, though I've used it quite a bit in my everyday life. I got a Super Shock shadow. I can't remember who was talking about this. It might have been Sarah Hubler. Man, she gets me to buy things. But this is in the shade Sailor, and holy cannoli, this is their ultra glitter formula. Their Super Shock shadows they have in different formulas, but what would I call this? Champagne with like blue, purple, and teal glitters in it. Let's see. I want to really build it up so you can see it. I don't know, it looks like hardly anything on there. It looks better in the pan. Let's hold that up. But this is gorgeous. I love this. It's a very sheer formula, the Ultra Glitter formula. This is definitely more like a topper for eyeshadow, but that's great. I have tons of matte eyeshadows, as I've just shown you. So I do really like this. I like the Super Shock formula. I just don't like to over purchase single shadows because I know that they're like the exception but not the rule. So I've been keeping this one close, and on days where I just want to go simple but have some real shiny glitters on my eyes, I've been using this one. And I like this because this is not the kind of glitter that irritates my eyes. It's not flaky. I don't tend to experience any fallout with it, though I do like to put a little bit of a glitter glue underneath if I have time, just to amp up the color. So just saying, that's a good one. So the next palette, coming in at number 7, is also from C Color Cosmetics, and honestly this was like a major impulse purchase, and after the fact I was like, Kyra, why did you do that? You don't need it, blah blah blah. But I really like the color story of this. This is the C Color Cosmetics The Frost palette, and it's meant to dupe one of the Kylie, I believe it was the Nice palette. They had the Naughty and Nice palette for holiday one year, and this is meant to dupe that palette. I really like this. First of all, I think this is kind of a fun everyday palette for somebody who likes both cool and warm tone eyeshadows. You know, it's not super duper colorful. You got some pops in here, but it's mostly neutral. I mean, if you cover this up, it's pretty much neutral, or even like these two. Anyhow, these are really good quality. I really, really like these. If I had to compare this formula to something, I would compare it to the e.l.f. eyeshadows. And I don't mean that these are cheap, worth only $3. I mean that these are really as good as the e.l.f. eyeshadows, and I think the e.l.f. eyeshadows are fantastic overall. I absolutely love them. So, you know, this one is ranked at number 7. I had to rank everybody somewhere, but I really like this color story, and I can't wait to work with it some more. Maybe I'll do some looks come fall with this. Don't even know what season it is, folks. Okay, if you've been on my channel for a while, you may know that I absolutely adore the Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumpers. I've finished countless tubes, and therefore coming in at number 6, yes, is this new shade that I picked up called Moonlight. This is so pretty. It's very much like cool tone iridescent, and I don't wear it by itself hardly ever, but it is really fun to put over the top of certain lipsticks, especially like pinky purpley, you know, whatever you like. I mean, you can put it over anything, but I think it has a really fun reflect when you put it over pink or purple lipsticks. So I really like this one. It's at number 6. I just love these. If I had my way, I would have all the shades, and maybe someday I will, but for now, I really like this new shade, and it's in the new packaging. Coming in at number 5, this is a fun one, and I have since picked up a second shade of this product. It's the Pout Juicy Pang Water Blusher from Pout. From, like, you can get it at Yes Style. I got this on Amazon. This is such a fun color. I think this is called Grapefruit, PK04, I believe, is how it is on the website. And this is a beautiful coral color. I'm half tempted to put a little on. Let's do it. I don't care. We'll over blush it today. And so you just paint that on your face, and then it's so sheer and lovely. It really is like watercolor because you can totally see your skin underneath. Oh wow. Okay, we need to save the day with the sponge because I already had a lot of blush on. Wow, Kyra, good job. Oh, good job. You guys, I'm having a rough couple of days. If you haven't watched my drugstore Get Ready With Me yet, I don't know when that goes up. I'll link it if it's up. See, better off to apply it with a sponge. Now I look like I'm really hot. Feeling summery. Alright, anyways, I've been having a rough couple of days. I love these. I've since bought another shade called Guava on the recommendation of Mandy Lee here on YouTube. But these are very forgiving. I do personally like applying them with a sponge the best, and I just love these. They are watercolor. Like I said, you can see the skin through, you can see imperfections, and I think because of that, it's very flattering and almost looks natural, almost, unless you put on this much. But I do really like this, and I think these are really fun, looking like the nail polish bottle and the whole thing. So I really do enjoy those. Coming in at number 4 is the bronzer I have on today, and it's one I've been enjoying a lot. And I slept on this one for quite a while, so feel free to say duh in the comments. But it's the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. I got this shade 02 Sunkissed, and I really love this bronzer. I think it's just warm enough without being too warm that I can use it any time of year. I can use it, you know, just regularly during the colder months when I'm more pale. And right now I can absolutely easily build this up to add enough warmth that my bronze is believable, and that's kind of what I go for. So I really love this. I think it's funny that so many people will recommend this and talk about this, but nobody has ever mentioned the scent. And it's definitely not as strong as the butter bronzer, but it's definitely there. So I don't know how long I'm going to keep saying that every time I mention that bronzer, but at least for today. Coming in at number 3 is another palette, and it is another Natasha Denona dupe palette, and that is the Aurora palette from Alter Ego. I love their palettes. Their quality of eyeshadow is unbelievable in my opinion for dupes. Now, I'm not sure how closely this dupes the Natasha Denona palette because I don't own that one. I don't buy duplicates. That's just not something I do, but I do love this color story and I'm happy to have it, and I'm happy to have it in a less expensive capacity because while these are shades I love, I may not use the entire palette super often, and so it makes sense for me to pay less for this one versus buying the $65 Natasha Denona one and only using half of the palette, if that makes sense. So I highly recommend Alter Ego. I mean, I'm not sponsored, no, they've never sent me anything, they don't know who I am, but I really love their products, and I just think that the quality is superior, and that's why this one ranked where it did. Coming in at number 2 is another palette that I've done 4 looks with my girl Angela from Beauti By Angela, and that is the BH Cosmetics Summer in St Tropez palette. This one's really fun, which is why it's ranked to where it is. I love these colors. I do really like the textures in here as well, and the formula and everything. I will say the mattes are very pigmented, and there's a few of the shimmers, specifically these 2 duochromes right here, that are a little bit more of a glittery formula, not all over your face glitter, especially if you use a glue, but yeah, this has been really fun to play with. I definitely want to dig this one out again soon. I'm gonna have to start thinking about what makeup I want to keep out for the week or 2 during my move when I won't be doing YouTube, and I'll probably do a video about that at some point, but this might be one of them because it's just kind of a really fun palette for summer. And then I think this might shock some of you guys. Coming in at number 1 is a palette that I saw on my friend Leah MacDonald's channel. I will link her down below, and I just was like, I have to have it. It's a dupe, or dupey as I like to call it, for a palette from Lime Crime, and I haven't purchased anything from Lime Crime before, and I really didn't want to fork out the $65 or whatever the price tag is for the dupe, or the real one. So I went ahead and picked up this You Can Be Magic Spell palette, and this color story as well as the quality of these shadows are amazing. This is everything that I wanted from the Lime Crime palette, and I think this palette was $10, maybe $20. Like I said, everything will be linked below in case you're interested, but this has such fun textures. The quality is insane. I love the matte shadows in here, and that's always saying a lot if you hear me talking about a matte formula, because I generally am more attracted and more interested in how the shimmers are in a palette, but the mattes are stunning in this palette as well. I actually feel like this is a palette that transcends the different seasons. I can see using this palette for any season, and I just am so thankful that I saw this on my friend Leah's channel, because this was a brand that I always see on Amazon, but I've never, I don't know, you just don't know. There's so many people ripping other people off on the internet and even on Amazon, and so you just never know what you're gonna get, so to speak. But when I saw this on Leah's channel, I trust her opinion so much, and I went ahead and picked it up, and I'm so glad I did, because now I ranked it at numero uno. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I actually really enjoyed filming this. Hopefully you don't mind the natural lighting. It's a little dark because it is getting ready to storm apparently, but I love ranking makeup. I think it's really fun. I like giving you guys these little bite-sized reviews as I see it currently. I will have some more ranking videos coming up. I haven't purchased anything so far in August, and I don't plan to, just because of the move and everything. I want to just use that spending money for things for the house for a little bit, and I don't need more right now, or probably ever. But with all of that said, if you did like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out here on the platform. And I hope you are staying safe and well right now. And if you are wearing makeup, and I hope you are, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely top ranked makeup days. And I will see you in my next video real soon.